Hey, this is Saint, head coach of the Minnesota ROKKR, and today we're going to be doing a ROKKR gameplay breakdown from our match this past weekend against the Toronto Ultra on Hackney Hardpoint, which is a map we've been on, statistically very good on all year. However, Toronto is able to take this map away from us, and we're kind of going to dive in and, see what they did and, look at the key moments in the map that caused us to lose. Off the break off of the map here, when we're starting on good side, the team starting on bad side basically has two choices. They can go and contest the first hill, which is, usually the best play because you'll get the majority of the time, most part, because the team on good side is, more focused on holding spawns. Or you can go around, put all your eggs in one basket and go and play for the spawn flip, which is what Toronto did, and it ended up working out for them. We kind of weren't really expecting that too much. We were expecting them to start off the map a little bit differently than that, and that was a mistake on our part. So they're going to get a full hold on the P2, which is, pretty normal. It's a very, very hard hill to break once it's up and running. So at this point, even though we lost the P2, we got good time in P1 and are set up for P3, so we're still in a good spot on this map, and, we're perfectly fine with losing those spawns as long as we're able to get a lot of time on the P1 hill. Pretty standard setup out of us so far. See, unfortunately, we get naded out of the hill. I don't think we had a trophy system in place. And losing out on this scrap time is kind of important. It was a point in the game where, we could start running it up. Going up 25 points is, a pretty big deal, but allows Toronto to regain some control as well as, flip out the spawns and get closer to green and get an early green rotation. And Green Hill is a hill on Hackney that is, pretty underrated on this map. If you actually look into it, a team with a good green setup will generally pick up a lot of time, and that hill kind of gets overlooked a bit. However, we do get a good break and are able to establish some pretty solid control here. We're able to get a really good initial break on the P5 hill, but Methods does a great job staying alive up top and getting a three-piece. And that time he bought his team there, allowed the rest of them to push up on the elbow side and get the yellow spawns, allowing them to re-break. So pretty much everything we did there was all for nothing. And if we were able to, run away with the full hold here, this would have been a game that was, pretty much blown completely out of proportion, and it would have been extremely in our favor. But that individual play out of Methods there, staying alive on the second level, really was a big key point. Even though we lost P5 hill, this moment upcoming right now is probably the biggest proponent as to why we lost the map. We were around the map pressuring old scrap time here, and we had one little slip up that allows player 4, when he dies, he's going to spawn up behind us over at the green hop up wall. This allows Toronto to get behind us going into the P1 rotation and lock up spawns for P2 as well as get time on P1 because we aren't aware of them all spawning behind us. So I'm going to start playing the video and you'll kind of see what happens. He spawns behind. We thought we were still trapping them in the back. However, their whole team starts spawning behind us at P2. That completely caught us off guard and allows them to not only get spawns for P2, but get the initial on P1 here as well, when we were set up in a position to, chunk up the majority of the time. So just that one spawn there is, detrimental to the entire map. If we didn't have two people push up on each side, they still would have been getting the back spawn and, we would have been a-okay. But having one person push up yellow side and one person push up through the gate, it allowed that one guy to spawn out. If we just communicated a little bit better there for one person to stay back, didn't matter who, we would have retained spawns and been in a great spot to win this map. Because even then, it was tied at that point, and we would have had an early setup going into the P1. So even if we go, we split the time 50-50 there, we're in a really great spot, because at that point it would be, 150-150. Then we're holding spawns here, and, you essentially get a free 60 points. So we're the ones going up, 210, 215 to, 140-ish going into the final hills of the game. But instead that got, completely reversed. However, we end up splitting time on P1, and which leads to them getting a full setup on P2. And at this point, our backs are against the wall. They only need 40 seconds. We need, over 100, and we need perfect setups here to win the game. So if Toronto early rotates to one hill, it's, you basically have one chance to break. See, even though we kind of had early rotation to the P4 hill, they were able to get a good pinch in and flip us out into the P2 side spawn, which is, you know, the spawn trap you're looking for this green hill. They kind of just went in through mid and through the front door, and were able to get the kills around the hill. Since we had no one blocking the back spawn and we're stacked, you know, more toward the hill, their pinch around allowed us to flip into this back P2 spawn and get trapped. And the setup you're going to see here is a pretty standard setup. You'll have a lot of people stacked around the hill. You'll have someone, you know, peeking up green window every now and then. And the main part for this setup to work is having your AR player over in the P1 area on top of the AC. That, like, you can see methods here, number 3. He's going to be sitting up there with his AR. Him here with the AR, he's just going to be firing shots down toward forklift on us as we're getting out, and it's a really hard fight for any of us to take and, you know, kill him up there, let alone even tag shots on him. And at this point, we're kind of forced to pressure the hill as well, so we kind of have to disregard him in a sense, and he's just going to be sitting here firing shots down on us, trapping us in this back spawn, and just weakening us up for all his teammates on the hill. At this point, you know, Toronto has a good spawn trap. They're playing, you know, with the confidence on their side, and they inevitably lock up the map, which was a very key moment in this series. Thanks for watching this Hackney hardpoint breakdown in our match from the Florida series against Toronto. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe on the ROKKR YouTube page. Hope you guys enjoyed this content, and we look forward to putting out more in the future. Thanks for watching.